This is a business that really stands for transformation of human beings. Really stands for transformation of human beings. This is a company that provides solutions for every season. Health is a habit, it's not an event, and we can make an enormous residual business on those habits. I think the best word that describes Forever Green is creativity. You can't have a big vision and talk about it unless you're doing something about it.
Okay, bonjour, welcome everyone, welcome French speaking. We're sorry about the technical thing. We had to cut one off to start the next one, so we apologize. If you wish to text or message any of your people who got cut off, this would be a good time to do that. Today is a special day, why I'm here. Forever Green at its very core means creativity and reinvention. Today, tonight, we celebrate Forever Green's creativity and reinvention. Many of you know that I got on this call today because it's a special message, a special day. And we have amazing speakers today, and we have an amazing announcement at the very close, a big announcement. So let's get started because we have so many amazing people, and I want to move fast so I don't take any of their time. We're going to try to be more efficient on this call. Many of you know that I started this company with the idea of a vision bigger than us, so it's not about us. If you want change in your life, it begins with gratitude. Gratitude is the soil for positive change in each of our lives. Expectation is the mother of disappointment. And I live by a principle of this sentence: there is nothing here for me. Try it sometime, and you will find that so many amazing things come into your life. So real quickly, let's go through the Forever Green vision. Next slide, please. I'm going to do this fast, and especially for the newer people who are on today. I made a discovery early on in my career. I found the best product in the industry, and I found the only sustainable product in the industry, and it's you. If this industry is built upon the shoulders of us, then let's be amazing human beings. So I asked a famous painter if he would paint me 4 paintings of the same exact landscape. The first one is fall, autumn, when the earth lets go. If you look at the evergreen tree, it's embracing every second of letting go. And in winter, when life feels cold, sometimes it does. Look at the evergreen tree, it's still green, it even grew. And then the next slide. Spring is the most amazing season. We think of the spring of our life when everything is possible and when hope is priceless. And see the evergreen tree continuing to grow. Next slide, please. And then finally, summer are the rare moments in our life, Chloe, that we get to touch our success. Maybe it's our health, maybe it's our wealth, maybe it's our spirituality. Whatever it is, it's when we wish we could stop time. And yet the evergreen tree continues. And what these paintings say is that the only thing permanent in our life is change. Forever Green is not a product. It's you, it's me. It's how we choose to show up every second of every season of our lives. Always green, always growing. Energy does not lie. Forever Green is how you choose to show up even right now. So this vision is designed to inspire us, to move us to greater things where our best work is our next work, and to embrace every second of every season of this beautiful, priceless life we've been granted. Now, Forever Green's a business. We got to take this message to the world. It's done through commerce. So let's quickly move on to the business. Next slide, I'm going to recap what happened in the last webinar. You've all seen the new replicated websites. You can chat if you like them. They're absolutely world-class and beautiful, and they speak to who we are. You can see the new future design and brand of our product line. And YouTube channel has been now organized by language so that you can go in there and easily use the powerful videos and media. So we are moving fast. And today's message is about lighting the fire in Forever Green. When you light a fire, you need a foundation, and you need the little tiny starter wood, the kindling wood, and then you need the big flammable wood. We're looking at it, guys. We're looking at the foundation. We're looking at the wood. Today, we do the finishing touches to light the fire. Stay tuned. So, next slide, please. It's with great honor that I have the privilege to introduce an example of Forever Green, that the mountains and the valleys are worth the journey. This is the first distributor leader in Forever Green, 15 years ago. I've watched her create millions. I've watched her earn millions. I have watched her gracefully lead through every season of Forever Green business. There is no greener grass. Brown grass will follow you wherever you go. Green grass is grown right now. And I'm telling you, this woman here has a green thumb. She knows how to do it. So give it up for all-star and perfect example of Forever Green, Miss Marilyn Stewart.
Thank you so much, Ron. And the journey has so been worth it. And I think everyone is incredibly excited. In fact, there's been a dramatic shift in energy since the last webinar. Like you said, winter is over, spring is here. The new replicated site, the new branding, the new tools are exactly what we need to ignite so much activity and energy in the months to come. I know everyone is sitting in anticipation to listen to Tiffany. She gave us a bit of an appetizer last webinar, and there's a lot of anticipation to hear this unique, brilliant story. She is an incredible, powerful teacher, sharing her father's discovery and this unique superfood, explaining some of the most intimate facts and details that each and every one of you will want to capture. The first time I met Tom, he made a statement that was very profound for me, that his facility could produce enough plankton food to feed the planet. So when Tiffany completes her presentation, you will understand what he means by this and how important you are to this equation. I believe this marine phytoplankton is the holy grail to health and longevity. And with all of you, I believe we will create the next biggest wave in the industry for nutrition. And thank you, and back to you, Ron.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Marilyn. And we have a special giveaway we're going to do right now. And we have our CEO, Rick Redford, sitting right here to my left. So, Rick, if you would be kind enough to put yourself out there and announce who our winner is.
Oh, Joe's here.
Yeah, Joe's here. Okay,
yeah, right here.
Joe just walked in. Sorry.
So our winner for the free Frequency Pro is Jocelyn Perrin and Alejandro Gomez. That's it. Way to go, Jocelyn and Alejandro.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, guys. Congratulations to our winners. So what we're going to do is we're going to introduce our speaker tonight. She is finally going to reveal all the good stuff about marine phytoplankton. And no one on the planet can tell it like she can. I consider her my sister, a best friend. We were separated at birth, but most importantly, she's an extraordinary human being. So give a warm, forever green welcome to Miss Tiffany Haarsma.
Hello, everybody, and hello, Ron, my brother from another mother. It's so nice to be here today or this evening and have an opportunity to connect with you all. I've got an amazing story to tell about my dad and his incredible discovery, and explain to you how this all came about, because it is not a normal thing that he has accomplished. All right, so I'd love to get started if we could. Great, thank you. All right. Okay, so I'm very excited to be spending this evening with you. And some of you may be familiar with the story of my dad, Tom Harper, and his discovery. But tonight we're going to take a look back to the beginning up to our present day. So phytoplankton is the world's most ancient and powerful food source, and it is now available globally for humankind. So what are marine phytoplankton? Phyto meaning light, plankton meaning floating or suspended. Phytoplankton are single-cell microscopic aquatic plants with the ability to convert water, sunlight, and nutrients into protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. They are the superfood that make up the basis of the ocean's food chain. Phytoplankton are the basis of life in the ocean's food chain. Without the existence of phytoplankton, the majority of marine life within our oceans would not survive. Human survival also depends on the existence of phytoplankton. Considering that most bodies of water containing a multitude of algae and phytoplankton make up approximately 75% of the Earth's surface, scientists at NASA also believe that phytoplankton are responsible for up to 90% of the oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere. So where does the story of this incredible discovery, alpha-3 CMP marine phytoplankton and forever green, begin? Let's go back in history about 18 years. It all began in the aquaculture industry on the west coast of Canada. So this is a photo. Unfortunately, it's a little bit blocked by the caption, but this is a photo taken from the beach looking back at the sea farm nestled in the trees along the coast of Vancouver Island. I grew up in a family that was heavily involved with the commercial fishing and aquaculture industries. My father had been very successful throughout his life in both industries, as it was his passion. Aquaculture is a huge and growing industry worldwide. Although most believe the majority of our shellfish come directly wild from the ocean, that is no longer true. 95% of oysters and other shellfish worldwide come from aquaculture operations. They are cultured in 46 countries. As shellfish depend on plankton as a food source in the wild, these aquaculture farms also depend on laboratory-created algae or phytoplankton as feed for the shellfish, as did one such sea farm on Vancouver Island. Traditionally, single species laboratory-grown phytoplankton have been used abundantly in the aquaculture industry as a food source for shellfish, as no wild sources of phytoplankton existed within the industry. It was thought to be impossible to grow and harvest wild species of marine phytoplankton, as these potent species only grow in the wild under very specific circumstances. In order for phytoplankton to grow in the wild, perfect natural environmental conditions with water temperature, sunlight, and natural nutrients in the water cause what's called the spring bloom. Little did the scientific community know that on a pristine island on the west coast of Canada, a shellfish farmer and owner of a very unique sea farm was about to make history and gain international attention and recognition. So this is my father, Tom Harper, and he is definitely one of my greatest heroes. And this is a aerial view of his sea farm located on the east coast of Vancouver Island. My father bought the sea farm from the original owners who at that time were operating a fish farm, but he had brand new plans for this facility. At the time he bought the sea farm, he only needed the building on the left for his hatchery. He had no initial use for the 8 1 million liter tanks that you see here bubbling in the middle. But my dad had always been a man who creates solutions, and he was always looking to invent new possibilities in every industry. As mentioned before, Only laboratory engineered single species of phytoplankton were available in the aquaculture industry. Tom only wanted the best food for his shellfish, and he knew just where to get it. Along the coast of Vancouver Island, there are hundreds of wild species of phytoplankton thriving in the ocean. He wanted access to the wild species, not the laboratory engineered species used in the industry. He decided that he would take it on to be the one to create the technology to get it. After hundreds of failed attempts and literally investing everything he and my stepmother possessed, 8 painstaking years later, he recreated the spring bloom in the 1 million liter tanks. He was able to grow and harvest wild marine phytoplankton to feed his shellfish year round. If you could look at the picture of the hand with the clams, the 2 clams on the left are the exact same age as the 2 clams on the right, except the clams on the left were eating his wild marine phytoplankton, and the clams on the right were eating the industry standard. His instincts and efforts were absolutely correct. Wild species of marine phytoplankton offered optimal and powerful nutrition. Not wanting to stop there, he also developed a method to rupture the silica shell of the phytoplankton. He wanted to see if offering more bioavailable nutrients would make a difference. He realized what an incredible superfood he had just uncovered. Wild marine phytoplankton are a powerhouse of nutrients. I've listed a few of the incredible nutritional properties that marine phytoplankton possess. These are just some of those nutrients listed. So the sea farm is literally in harmony with Mother Nature. Seawater containing phytoplankton is temporarily borrowed. Yep, it contains a small amount of wild phytoplankton when it comes in to fill the tanks. Tom's technology recreates the spring bloom, which generates massive amounts of phytoplankton to grow in the tanks. As with all other aquatic and land-based plants, phytoplankton generate oxygen through photosynthesis. Once the plankton is harvested, the seawater containing 3 to 5 times more plankton than what was originally brought in is released back out to enhance our ocean's foundation and food chain. Growing phytoplankton enhances our atmosphere and enriches our ocean. The sea farm is actually benefiting the environment. How many industries can make those claims? Now we go from triumph to tragedy. While my father's invention was gaining worldwide praise in the aquaculture industry, we started to notice significant deterioration with his health. After a visit to his doctor to deal with what we thought must be pneumonia, he was referred to a specialist and given a terminal diagnosis. My dad was told he had only 9 weeks to 9 months to live. And after much difficult consideration and discussion amongst the family, he and my stepmother decided it would be best to sell the sea farm. My dad decided it was wise to keep the sea farm running until a new buyer would come along. So was there some divine intervention? My dad has never been an overly spiritual man. He's been more influenced by science. While he was running the sea farm and waiting for a qualified buyer, he kept getting what he called voices in his head. He ignored them at first, thinking it was just related to his illness and medication. But every time he was down by the tanks of phytoplankton, the voices kept telling him to eat it. He ignored those voices for several days, but he was so desperate for energy, and he knew how nutritionally dense and powerful his marine phytoplankton were, that he decided maybe he should just start eating it. Maybe it could help. He started eating the phytoplankton just as you see here in the picture on the spoon. And within days, he noticed a massive boost in his energy and mental clarity. He was absolutely thrilled with the results that he was getting, as his health appeared to continue to improve. He had a scheduled appointment with his specialist and had long surpassed the 9-month mark that he had been given to live. And his terminal diagnosis was reversed. And we, his whole family, are so pleased to say that 15 years later, he is still alive and thriving and with us. So news spread quickly all the way to Utah. News of my father's recovery spread quickly throughout the aquaculture industry and our community. Eventually, news articles were being published across Canada about his recovery and his discovery of wild marine phytoplankton. We had no idea of the masses of people that wanted access to this powerful new superfood. There were literally lineups at the door of the sea farm each morning when he arrived to work. And as news traveled across Canada, one day we received a phone call from an outstanding woman named Marilyn Stewart. She called 3 times before I was able to take her call with all the other calls coming in. She wanted to introduce us to a gentleman named Ron Williams from Utah. He was the president of a company we'd never heard of called Forever Green. We agreed to meet as we were looking for ways to take this incredible superfood to the world. We had been approached by many companies, and many of them had horrible ideas on how to do that. But for some reason, we just had a very special feeling about this meeting. Unlike most executives, Ron showed up in a massive mobile RV. He looked as though he'd been camping for at least a month. And after we got over the initial shock, we sat down and Ron shared his vision and passion with us. We saw how authentically Ron wanted to make a difference in the world. And Ron also saw my dad's vision of taking his phytoplankton to the world. We aligned our visions and our passions, and that vision manifested into Frequency, the first product of its kind containing marine phytoplankton. This was the opportunity for both companies to work towards spreading health on a global scale. As Marilyn mentioned, the sea farm can produce enough marine phytoplankton to literally feed the world. And we've entrusted Ron and Forever Green to do just that. So you saw a picture of the open-celled paste on the spoon. And for those of you who have tasted it, you know it tastes absolutely awful. We needed to have a carrier so that it was delicious for people to consume. And the original Frequency came in a liquid form, which was very, very difficult to ship globally. Forever Green's brilliant team continued to look for distribution options. And Frequency Pro was born, and it can be shipped anywhere in the world. It's a delicious dry formulation and is absolutely perfect as a home for marine phytoplankton. They also formulate Pure, and it's available in the European Union and Reunion Island, the European Union and Reunion Island. Not only do you have a historical opportunity to enhance your and your loved one's health, you're choosing products where the more we make, the more we're benefiting our environment with its extremely powerful growing methods for the atmosphere and for the ocean. So the nutrients found in alpha-3 CMP marine phytoplankton are a powerful support for your entire body. The bioavailability through these open cell phytoplankton enhance your health like no other. This is an opportunity that we have never, ever had in history. And I am absolutely thrilled that we are all a family and taking this to the world together. Next slide, please. To your good health and love and hugs to you all. Back to you, Ron.
Okay, thank you very much, Tiffany. Let's give a warm thank you to Tiffany by way of chat. Every time someone hears the story of marine phytoplankton, they want it, and they want it right now. This is breaking news. It's now available to you. One of our great leaders right now is one of our 7 stars, Xavier Barbet, is right now in Tours, Francais, and he's introducing to us a brand new 3-star by the name of Audrey Talauau. Congratulations, Audrey. And so as we move forward, now we're going to talk about some of the business, because as we take the marine phytoplankton message with the business, it's explosive. Now we're going to make a big business announcement in about 10 minutes at the close of this webinar. But to highlight some of the summer promo, let's give a big warm welcome to our President and Chief Marketing Officer, Mr. Jorge Alvarado.
Thank you, Ron, and thank you, Chloe, for the translation, and cheers to you with Frequency Pro. Well, guys, we're going to talk about the summer promotion, and it includes 6 different elements to it. The first element is going to be a mini contest that we're going to have every 4 weeks. The summer promotion goes from May 1st to September 10th, but we have divided them in different blocks, and you can see those blocks at the bottom of that slide. So number one, when you rank advance to 3, 4, or 5 star, if you're one of the first 3 members who rank advance to either rank, you will get an extra cash bonus. So, and this is going to be every 4 weeks. We're going to send you guys the information on email. Don't worry. You can make an extra $500, $1,000, or $1,250 just out of this mini contest. Number 2, it is time to rank advance. We have a reward for every time. If you rank advance, you get an extra 2% on your team bonus. This is important, is that instead of paying you 12% on the small leg, you will get 14% on the small leg. That means an increase of about 16% to your team bonus that week. Number 3, every member who advances or achieves, sorry, Chloe, who achieves the rank or the position of a starter 150, they will get paid twice the starter 150 bonus. Number 4, for 6-star people who achieve the rank of 6-star or above for the first time, they will get paid the rank cash bonus, the first installment, right away. And number 5, we are also, in addition to all these rank advancement bonuses, we are keeping the lower requirements for monthly rank advance, or also the weekly requirements. You can rank advance weekly. So you will have this information on your email, but it is time, guys, to rank advance. There is one more element to the summer promotion. This last element is huge, and we're going to leave you in suspense because Ron is going to talk about this at the end of the call. So thank you very much, Ron. Thank you very much, Chloe. And time to rank advance and enroll. Thank you.
So in just a few minutes, we're going to start the fire, folks. And before we do so, we're going to hear from a couple of our top people. First, we're going to go to Mr. All-Star, who travels the globe, who truly exemplifies Forever Green. And you all know him, you all love him like we do, Mr. Kevin O'Connor.
Thank you, Ron. And thank you, Tiffany, for that great information. So, you know, there is nothing any of us can do about our chronological or birthday age. But there is something we can do about our biological age, and it's the age that your body responds to. It doesn't know your birthday age. So I've been using Marine Phytoplankton and Pulsate for approximately 10 years now. And I have a wonderful little device here called iHeart, and it is a device used by many medical professionals to determine your biological age. And during the course of these webinars over the last couple hours, I have tested several times. And it says that my average biological age is 42, but my birthday age is 65. So I want to issue a challenge to you. You can reverse or improve your biological age. And over the course of these next few months, I challenge you to, using our products, to reverse your biological age, but increase your bank account. So biological age down, money up. It's a great formula for the next 4 months. So let's all down with the biological, up with the money. And the company is giving you the promotions to make those things happen. Thank you, and back to you, Ron.
Thank you very, very much, Kevin O'Connor. And folks, it's a great pleasure. I want to do a compliment to Rick Redford and the executive team for such a great job of leadership and performance. And I would like to close the call by talking about the special announcement. I want to make sure you know when the next webinar is, so he knows all the dates, he knows it all. Mr. Rick Redford, tell us when the next webinar is, Rick, real quick.
Merci, Ron. And please join us on the next webinar. This will be a special training with Dr. Adam Saucedo, along with additional announcements from the company. This will be on May 23rd, a Wednesday, and it will be at the same times as the webinars today, 11:30 Utah time for German, 1 o'clock p.m. Utah time for French. Merci. We'll be sending out more information. Stay tuned to your emails and posts on Facebook. Join us on this important webinar. I also want to thank Ron for being such a great leader and mentor and a good friend. Thank Tiffany and Marilyn and Kevin as well for this call.
Thank you, Rick Redford. So here we go, folks. You ready? Here we go. Here's the spark. So now you know all about everything is set to light the fire. Here is the spark that'll get it going. Forever Green is creating a worldwide 4% pool. And if you look closely here, it's during the summer promo. If you enroll one person, you get 1 share of the 4% pool for the whole summer. And if you look closely, if you enroll 2 people, you get 2 more shares of the pool, 3 total. And if you enroll the 4th person, or whatever, let's say 4 people, you get 4 more shares to add to everything. So I don't know the numbers exactly, but let's say you enrolled 12 people over the summer. That could be roughly 100 shares of the pool. And this is a worldwide global enrollment pool based on enrollment volume. And to sweeten the pool, memberships are going to be half price at $6, and Forever Green has decided to put that $6 into the summer pool. So everyone wants Frequency Pro. Everyone wants to build their business. This enrollment pool is the spark to light the fire. This pool will be governed and dictated by you. So with that, I want to just close by telling you guys the foundation, the wood, the spark, everything is ready for the fire now. And as an executive team, we met and picked 15 top leaders around the world, and we're going to do something very special for them by giving them a growth facilitator from the company. And 15 people will be receiving an email within the next 20 minutes. So check your emails. And I just want to tell you that this company, there never has been a company like Forever Green. This is the time for reinvention of self, reinvention of company, reinvention of model. So take advantage of the summer promo, and how many shares will you have? Kisses to all of you. Welcome to Forever Green and welcome home.